Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast.
It's Moshe.
And Natasha.
We're still married.
Long pause.
Natasha, speaking of pushing our marriage to the very breaking point and in your outer limits, not only did we go on a mother freaking RV trip through Central Oregon, which was a delightful time. I mean, was it not a delightful time?
It was really nice.
It was so beautiful.
We stopped in Hot Springs.
It's freaking Fern Gully up there. It's Fern Gully with hippies.
You picked up your socks. It was wonderful.
I did a really good job of keeping the RV clean, didn't I?
Yeah.
Didn't I?
You did.
You didn't let me hit one time. You didn't let me hit one time.
Hit?
Yeah, hit. The skins?
You mean have sex with me in the RV?
Yeah, not even one time.
I mean, our
You
kid
didn't
is
let me hit one
sleeping in
time.
there.
Yeah, but she sleep. We got a whole other bed.
Sorry,
It's a whole
hon.
other bedroom situation.
Out of my comfort zone.
Well, it's not my comfort zone to go to bed horny in the woods. All I wanted to do was smush one time in the woods. You could have taken, you know what we could have done? We could have put a surf leash on our child and then attached the surf leash to the truck, closed the door so that she couldn't leave, right? So she was like, on her ankle was the surf leash and the other end of it was jammed into the truck door. So she was kind of stuck at the campsite. And then you and me could have absconded into the woods and we could have rutted chimpanzee style, wood style.
That would have been fun. And I'm sorry that all you had to do was jerk off with your composting toilet. But at least you love it.
I love it. And it's got real curves, honestly. It's beautiful. But then we get home. You guys are not going to freaking believe this. You guys, we get home and another family gave us a call. Now, by the way, this wasn't my idea. I can't even be blamed for this. Another family gave us a call. This is the Clooney family, George and Amalia. And they asked if we wanted to go backpacking, like real camping, like full pack, 35 to 50 pound backpack, 2 treacherous hike in. And Natasha said yes, and we went freaking backpacking.
They didn't say the treacherous part.
We got Leggero in a backpack.
They said it was 1 mile easy with 5-year-olds, but it was 2 miles. And it was not easy.
It was Tretch.
Could not carry that backpack.
It was the lead rapper from Naughty by Nature, Tretch.
Like I would say every 2 minutes there was a poison ivy sighting.
Poison oak, yeah.
Poison oak, PO, that old PO. And then you have to like shimmy through, like we're going uphill the entire time.
With 1,000-foot drops on either side.
I'm shimmying with my backpack because it's like tied in wrong because it's not the right backpack. At one point, I turned to look at my child and almost careened her off
the cliff.
The cliff.
Yep, and I saved her life. I mean, there's a lot of great
I can't
moments.
even think about that.
A lot of great moments that I had. At one point, Natasha almost walked directly off the cliff because she wasn't looking.
Because I couldn't look up because I was carrying 60 pounds of equipment, so I was like hunched over. So I was just looking at the ground like a hunchback. But then I almost went right off the cliff because it was switchbacks.
You almost done died, and you almost done murdered our child. I mean, how bad would it have been if you had murdered our child and then killed yourself? I would have been all alone, solo creeping to Burning Man, and I would have been sad. I almost wouldn't. If you and our child perished in the woods last weekend, there's a possibility I wouldn't go to Burning Man this year. It's possible.
Listen, it was terrifying. It was worth it. It was
I didn't
cool.
see this. I wasn't there. I wasn't sure if this really happened, but I think Natasha might have shit in the woods in a hole.
You
don't have to say.
We get there.
You don't have to say, but all I can say is
we get finally to this campsite.
I saw you walking back with a shovel in your hand with a satisfied look on your face, and that's when I knew we would make it through another 10 years together.
We had to shovel a hole and then shit in the hole and then put the dirt back on, which I wasn't quite clear of, but then clear why.
Clear why? Why you wouldn't want raw human shit on a hiking trail?
Yeah, I guess.
Would you?
Doesn't it just decompose? Can't you just do it by a tree?
Do you like when there's a hot dog shit in front of our house?
No, it's gross. But I also don't like thinking there's buried like treasures all over around the campsite.
No, but do you like when you walk outside and there's a hot dog shit that's just been freshly steamed?
No.
How about that hot dog shit is 5 times the size?
Okay, I hear you.
And it's from a human. It's from a hiker named Leaf.
I will I will tell you, our daughter has never had to shit so much as when we got to that campsite. I had to dig like 4 different holes.
Does a girl shit in the woods? You betcha.
if she has to, I guess.
Yeah.
It was interesting. We bathed in the lake or
it's a river. Natasha does not know the difference between a lake and a river.
I did not grow up around nature. I don't know.
You grew up in the Great Lakes region.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
That's Minnesota. I grew up in Illinois.
They have a Great Lake. Isn't there a Lake Illinois or something like that?
Rock River, but I mean.
That's a river. Rivers are the ones that are coily. They're kind of like shits. They're kind of like poo-poos.
All right, listen.
And lakes are more like diarrheas.
I'm glad I did it. It was amazing. It was really cool.
I was so impressed with you.
I can't do more than that. It was appealing to me because I was like, I'm never going to do something like this. And the woman is a chef. She's like, oh, I'll cook. I mean, it wasn't like, fancy, but she was like, she would take care of it. Sorry, it's really hard for us to focus because
well, go grab her. Tell the folk.
Dying, and she's
tell the folk. Listen, we've been doing this podcast for such a long time. You've seen us through the demise of Pablo, and I hate to say it, but it seems like Cutie's demise is coming quicker than we wish. I mean, to be honest, this is a very sad time in the Leggero Castro household. To be honest, Cutie, I don't know if we were doing the podcast when this started. I think we were. But Cutie had like weird internal bleeding like 3 years ago at the very beginning of the pandemic, or maybe even right before it. And we thought she was about to die. And we got her on this medication cocktail, like, and it was like a breakthrough, like an early HIV patient in the West Village in 1987.
A lot of opiates.
She has been thriving. I'm thriving.
I mean, she can't see or hear.
But things, and what can you do? You can't turn back the clock. And it seems that Cutie is like whimpering and in pain, and
but she's so cute.
She's your darling girl.
She is legitimately very cute.
She is a cute little cutie. She has an IMDb page, and it's all. I think.
Don't you think she could hang in there for 2 more years?
Not 2 years, no, honey. I don't think so. The truth is, like, it's always sad when a loved one goes, but when that loved one has been on TV, it's sadder. And Cutie's got an IMDb page, and I recommend everybody check it out. Her work in Another Period was really stellar.
If anyone has any ideas about what to do, she stopped eating, but Moshe is able to force her meds into her, even though sometimes her teeth come out with the meds because her teeth are just all kind of hanging on a thread. But also, we just gave her some turkey lunch meat, which you're not supposed to give dogs.
She housed it.
And she had 4 pieces, so maybe she is still eating. So if there's any people out there who have access to the internet and like to Google things, let us know.
Oh, Cutie. She's not doing so hot.
It's okay.
She's a suffering gal.
That sounds like a happy sound.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, if you've been a podcast listener long enough, you'll know that Pablo's gone, and now Cutie seems like she's on her way out, and it's really sad.
Do we put her down? Do we let her do this?
I would say what you do is put the microphone down for sure. I mean, because I think our listeners can only take so much. But
do you, if they start making noises, like, because she was fine because she wasn't making any noises.
She's in pain, the poor girl.
So if she's in pain, do we stop medicating her and just let her die?
I think it's time for us to let her go.
But how many days of pain do you sit through?
I don't know. You mean maybe it'll get better?
Well, like, do you wait for 5 days of pain, or are you torturing them? Because there's no bridge to cross. Like,
I don't know.
This is like a downhill battle.
I think it's downhill from here. I don't know what to do or say about it.
Let's take a call.
Yeah, let's give some advice, I guess. Aww. I'm sorry to end it on a downbeat bummer, but you know what the truth is? That is the great challenge and heartbreak of dog ownership, is that you out. I think that's enough.
Say goodbye.
Okay, say goodbye, Cutie.
Say goodbye to your public. Say goodbye to your public.
Poor gal.
Do you care if I use your skin for something when you're gone?
She doesn't seem into the idea. Oh, poor little girl.
Well, I thought it would be nice to have a little patch of her fur around.
Why don't you tell the story of Cutie as we say goodbye? Why don't you tell how you found Cutie?
Wait, don't make it sound like we're saying goodbye.
I think we kind of are, honey.
She is dying on the stage.
It would be nice if she just passed away and we didn't have to put her down. I know,
I always
Cutie,
thought I might die on the stage.
I could arrange that for sure. Tosh, I really think that's enough.
Maybe she has something to say.
It's like over the top, I think.
But she has lived a lot of her life in the public, and I used to take her on the road with me, and she would say goodbye to everybody.
I think we might have to put her away.
Okay, Cutie may die on the stage. I think we're going to have to figure out something to do with her, but let's take a call.
Poor girl. We're going to go put her in bed. We love you. We love you, Cutie.
Oh, but I'll tell you really quickly how I found her. I was dating Duncan Trussell, and he found her in a dumpster And he brought her to me, and she was really gross, and she had these long fingernails, and she peed on my lap the second I got her. And then I took her to the vet, or I took her to get groomed, and I said, "Do you know anyone who wants this dog?" And the groomer said, "Oh, it's your dog. They find you, honey." And now she's been my little dog ever since. What'd you do with her? Did you just put her down, Moshe?
Yeah, I just put her to sleep.
All right, well, trying to cope with it. So laughter
Well, what can I
is the
say?
best medicine.
Natasha, Cutie is your dog, and you guys have been through a lot of adventures together, and I came into your family, and I grew to love her. I do think she's the most charismatic dog in the family. Pablo had he had something going on, I mean, he did have a lot of personality, but a lot of it was kind of neurodivergent, and Cutie's just actually a grand old dame, and she will be so missed.
Like mother, like daughter, like father, like son.
And the moment you begin to whimper, and I can only feed you lunch meat, I'm taking you out. Taking her back behind the woodshed.
Maybe she just wants more lunch meat.
Maybe that was a hunger, but I don't think so, hon.
All right, well, let's take a call.
Sorry to be a bummer, everybody. We're going to call Alex in Ventura. The 805, staying alive.
Love that 805.
Let's see what Alex has to say. Good old Alex is joining us today. Alex,
Hi. Alex.
How's the surf right now in Ventura? Can you look out your window and tell us?
It's pretty tiny.
Oh, it's tiny.
Today.
She knows what's up. It's true. It is tiny. I just fact checked it. She's right.
Alex, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Are those your real eyebrows, or do I need to get threading to get eyebrows like that?
They're my real eyebrows. You should totally get threading.
You got solid eyebrows.
Thank you.
Yeah. Were you really stoked when the kind of full-bodied eyebrow came into style?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't have to get them tattooed on like the rest of the world.
Now, you didn't grow up. You're young. What are you, 28, 25?
30?
30. Did you grow up during the great anorexic eyebrow epidemic of the 1990s?
No, she's too young.
You're too young for that, right?
No, I did. I grew up during the pencil thin eyebrows.
Yeah.
But I'm a survivor. They grew back.
Yeah. You went through it.
I did.
Oh, wow.
Wow. See, I never partaked.
You never did the pencil.
No.
Well, anyway, your eyebrows are great. I don't know why you would need advice from us with eyebrows like that, but I guess we'll hear what you have to say.
Yeah. What's going on?
Okay. So it's a relationship question of sorts. So I'm a twin, but I haven't spoken to my twin sister in a couple of years. And this didn't happen because of any sort of fight. She had consistently been in my life. We're like soulmates. I'm so close to her. But when I was pregnant, and she was so excited for the baby to come, she just kind of slowly over time lost contact. And then once I gave birth, she just completely disappeared. And I understand with how estrangement works and boundaries to often respect people in that way. But being my twin, I just can't shake the feeling that I should go and find her and get her. And she lives in a different country, about 5,500 miles away from me.
Oh, I know exactly what country that is. I know the distance of every country from every country. She's in Uzbekistan. That's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
But I mean, I have the type of job where I have a lot of vacation time. I get paid enough where I can get a ticket to go visit her. And I now have childcare. So I have someone to watch my baby. So I guess my question is like, do I respect her boundaries? Do I just accept this situation for what it is? Or do I just do I find her? Do I go and get her?
Do you take the caravan across the desert to Uzbekistan and finally find your long lost twin?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that if you do not fulfill this adventure that you want to have, it will always haunt you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the downside? Violating her boundary? I mean, it's like, who fucking cares?
I mean, the reason I haven't gone and gotten her was at the time I just had given birth and I had a newborn. I was a single parent. I didn't have anyone to watch my baby, didn't have the finances to just pick up and go to another country to go and find her. But right now I'm a little urgent because I'm pregnant again. I'm in my second trimester, but not too pregnant to travel.
I would say don't go there now.
No, hold on,
She's pregnant.
Before we get any further into this, I do want to say that you might not have read this when Laura emailed you, but by agreeing to be on the Endless Honeymoon podcast, you have signed away the rights to this story. We have optioned the story to turn it into a movie. So regardless of what you do, we now own the IP of your story, of your journey to Uzbekistan. I have a few questions.
Okay.
Did you ever directly talk to like you keep mentioning it as a boundary, and for me, what a boundary is when I tell a girl that I'm seeing not to take pictures in a bikini and not to hang around with surfers and stuff. But that's just different ideas of what boundaries are. Did you ever directly talk? Did she say I have a boundary and I'm drawing a boundary between you and me, or did she just sort of disappear?
She just sort of disappeared. And I have my suspicions. I think it's because of her husband and I would say coercive control, or I have other theories, but again, it's just speculation.
Why can't you guys log on to a Zoom?
Oh, I've tried everything. I've sent letters.
She won't respond to you.
She won't, and
I would like to retract my earlier advice
About the adventure?
Yeah, just get over it.
Get over it. It's her twin. It's not
she doesn't want anything to do with her.
It's not her sorority sister.
But she doesn't want anything to do with her.
But it's her twin.
Who cares? What is she going to
mean, who cares?
Force herself on her?
What if I disappeared and moved to Ottoman Turkey and you just never told you why and I just left? You wouldn't be like...
all right, let me ask you this. Do you think she is under some sort of threat?
Honestly, I don't know. It's just bizarre to me that she wouldn't meet my baby. It's all the circumstances are very bizarre, and she's very high achieving. Like, she works at a university. I found her information. I have an idea where she's at.
Are you comfortable telling us what country she's in? You don't have to be.
No,
Can you give us a region?
But I just want to. I want to respect her.
All right. How about a region?
I mean, she's in Europe.
Europe. Okay, she's in Europe. Okay, well, okay. Europe. I don't know why it feels racist, but I feel relief that she's in Europe. That feels like there's something about me and my own bigotry that I was like, well, okay, at least it's Europe. Okay,
I have the perfect thing.
Okay, yes.
You should plan this trip to this place, plan 5 things, cool things for you to do, and she's one of them. Looking her up is one of them.
Yeah.
And then
there
you go see this cool place, whatever it is, some art exhibit. You might go see some region. Maybe there's some hot springs, or I don't know, just 5 things that appeal to you and just make her a small part of it.
Auschwitz, Bergen-Belsen, Sobibor, see your sister.
Have an itinerary.
And then yes.
By the way, we haven't really discussed this on this podcast, but our friends just asked ChatGPT for an itinerary for this very specific trip they were going on and told them what they were interested in, and they just printed out this amazing itinerary
in 1 second.
In 1 second. So you could just ask ChatGPT what are I'm into culture, dancing, blah blah blah, with an artistic bent, but I love nature. They'll give you 4 or 5 things. They'll give you a long list of things to do. Then you can refine the search. Then, also go across her, but not go look for her, but not, in a...
No, I like this, Natasha.
Imbalanced, psychotic way.
Give yourself a live, laugh, love.
Yes.
Eat, pray, love. Yeah, eat, pray, love. Live, laugh, love is the bumper sticker I have on every vehicle I own. Eat, pray, love style, vacation. And a part of that vacation is you looking up your sister. And so that if she rebuffs you, you haven't had a wasted trip, and also you don't seem like a total psycho, even though you're a twin, which I think all twins are have a little bit of a Stepford relationship with their sibling. You're at least hey, I was here. You haven't responded to me. What's up? And I have one more little bit of advice.
Hurry up, because my dog's dying.
This is potentially. I don't know if you've thought about this.
Wait, hold on a second. She's saying we should stop.
Okay, so while we were offline, and putting Cutie upstairs into her hospice care, I found out what country it's in. It's a country that is possible to have a very good vacation in. So that's good news.
I heard.
It'll be a nice vacation. And what I was going to say is there's a possibility, not likely, but there's a possibility that this trip isn't totally safe, right? Like, it's just possible. I mean, you don't know, because this is my first reaction to the way you were telling the story is you're dealing with this as if this is sort of normal, and it's not normal. Like, it's possible to have an estrangement from your sibling. That is possible. It's odd, but it happens. And with a twin, I would say it's odder, but it does happen. But just like the estrangement happens silently and you get ghosted by your literal DNA match that you shared a womb with, that's fucked up and abnormal. It's not normal. It is not normal behavior. Not to say maybe she's got a reason. Maybe she's got a justifiable reason that you can't wrap your brain around, and she has that. You just don't know what the story is. But it's also possible that she is, like you said, under some kind of coercive control, or she's had some kind of a personality disorder. You just don't know because you have so little information that for sure I wouldn't do this alone. I would at the very least, on your trip, find someone to go with you when you look your sister up. Even though this is an intimate moment, I would just make sure that either a romantic partner or just like
maybe there's someone who can come with you for the whole trip.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so many people have offered. It's just, I don't know. I'm so convincing when I'm in person, and especially it's my twin. I know.
Listen, you need to let go of this because there's something that has nothing to do with you, which is her life right now, because she's doing her own thing and for whatever reason is not responding to you. And I mean, maybe you're like slightly prettier and she doesn't want her husband to see you.
Tosh, what are you talking about?
No, but I concede maybe I am a fucking bitch, or there's something I'm not considering that's so obvious.
Or who knows? I mean, this whole notion of you negotiating with this situation as if you're dealing with a rational actor is not. That's not real. This is not rational. This is
which is why it requires an unrational response where I just show up. Or
I don't think that's irrational. I don't find your response to going to this country irrational, and I don't find it weird because it's your twin. If it was a friend, I would say maybe it is time to let it go. I had a friend who this happened with, and I think you might be onto something with this coercive control thing, because I had a friend that this happened with, a dear friend who I knew for many years, and then all of a sudden she was just out, and wouldn't talk to any of us that had known her for many years. And I texted her a few different times and emailed her like, hey, I love you. I'm just checking in. You don't have to be in touch with me. Just let me know you're okay. No response. And then all of a sudden, I'm talking 4 years later, the relationship ended and she just popped back into our social life. And it's always been a little weird for me because nobody ever said, hey, where the fuck were you? What was going on? But it's very obvious she was in a relationship with somebody that was very controlling and saying, I want you to cut these people out of your life. That is kind of control 101, cut people out of your life. Lifelines. And is it unusual to have it be a twin sister? Yes. But I would say if I was a controlling man, and I had a partner who I wanted complete control over, her like literal DNA soulmate match, that would be the biggest threat to me. There's a part of it that makes sense to me. Like, this is the number one person with the most orbit over my partner's mind. So that's the first enemy that needs to be squeezed out of the picture here. I think you're probably onto something with coercive control, which is why I think you should not go here alone. I think you go with your romantic partner or even a big, strong man that you find in this country that you hire to go. I mean, literally, 99.9% will not be dangerous, but what if it was? What if this guy is like freaks out and is like, get the fuck away from my girl? Who knows what's going to happen? So I think Natasha's right. Do a big trip. Make it about you, and then part of that trip is reuniting with your sister to find out what the hell happened.
And don't forget the last step, which is accepting the result.
Oh, yes. Very
Making
good.
the effort, but then maybe go into it with like, I'm going to make the effort. I'm going to take this risk. I'm going to leap and do this thing. But at the same time, I'm also going to let go of the outcome because you don't have control over that.
What's the old thing that my old AA sponsor used to say? It's exactly what you're saying.
You have the right to your...
No, it was always the same thing. It was every answer to every problem. I'm sure I've said this before. Same thing. Show up, do what's in front of you, let go of the results, and pay attention. And that's all you got to do. To me, this is not extreme. This is your twin sister. It's a trip to a nice country in Europe, and you just go have a nice time and find out what the hell happened to your sister. I would do that. I guarantee if my brother disappeared in a similar fashion, I would fly my ass to whatever a nondescript country in Europe this was, and I would be like, dude, where the fuck have you been? But I would take a bodyguard.
You can control your labor, but not the fruits of your labor.
Ooh.
I mean, that's the Bhagavad Gita.
That is good, though. That's
All
some
right.
good stuff.
Well, have fun. My dog's dying, so I have to go.
Wait, Alex, if you go, will you promise to write us and come back on the show and tell us what happened?
Absolutely.
I would love to know the update. You deserve to have an answer. This is your sister. You don't just let go of that relationship unless you absolutely realize that you must. And I don't think you're there yet.
Nope, not even close. But
Cool.
thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your advice, and I'm going to buy the tickets tonight.
Good. And you know what I just realized?
And bring the right person.
A very important question before we let you go. What are your sister's eyebrows like? Are they the same as yours, or are they more thin?
Equally as beautiful.
Yeah. Because if they were thin, I would think maybe this was a jealousy thing. So no, it's not that. There's something deeper. There's a mystery here.
Okay, well, have fun, honey.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Man, that was like a movie right there. I want to write that movie. You know, second trimester pregnant woman goes to nondescript country in Europe, finds her sister who's in a coercive control relationship. This is like some straight up girl with the dragon girl. You got that was girl with the dragon eyebrows right there.
But I have to say the chances that this is going to go well are very small.
100%. But I think you said it right.
What the hell is happening?
I think you said it right, though, Natasha. The point of the trip is not to get the result. The point of the trip is to get the answer.
Right. And to know that you tried.
Yeah. I mean, that's your sister. You don't give up on your sister unless... I mean, yeah, if she had called and said, hey, I have this sister. For 40 years, she's been an abusive force in my life, manipulative, violent, awful, liar. Yeah, at that point, the advice becomes, maybe it's time to let this relationship go. But I have this soulmate who I love more dearly than anything in the world. I shared a womb with her. We're twins. And then one day she disappeared and never met my daughter. Should I go check up on her? It's like the answer is, yeah, the relationship's not a write-off yet. It might be a write-off, but you don't have the information.
All right. Well, are we going to listen to some secrets or what?
Heck yeah.
Hi. Love the podcast. I was literally just in the middle. I haven't even finished the episode, but I just heard the foursome secret on the Eliza Schlesinger episode, and I wanted to share my own juicy foursome story. It happened with my partner, and then I had a friend and their partner. First, we set the mood by going to a bad college sketch show, and then we go back to the apartment to do the deed. And it ended up sort of being like Moshe's story, where my girlfriend and my friend's partner ended up fucking like animals.
This is Moshe's story?
And my friend and I were seated next to each other just watching it silently. There was no music. But it ended up being enough of a bonding experience that after both of our partners broke up with us, that we ended up dating and are now 2.5 years into it. So I also want to point out the fact that my now girlfriend farted in my ex-girlfriend's face, and she deserved it. Thanks, guys.
I mean, this is a great, I don't know what the fart thing had to do with anything, but maybe that was during the foursome. This is a great story of even when a group sex situation is incredibly awkward, it might be love blossoming between you and the person that you didn't even know was going to be your partner. That's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, I could have done without the farting in your
Yeah,
face.
the farting part definitely felt like unnecessary.
I mean, that's one of the most degrading things about having a child is that you're basically like get farted on.
That does happen a lot. Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, I guess this is like my life.
This is life now. You were so dignified before you had a child.
I wipe shit and pick up piss.
You pick up piss?
I mean, from the dogs, I guess.
Oh, wait. Didn't we do a pick up piss joke on the last episode? Man, you know what? Life is a beautiful, beautiful circle.
Well, I'm just saying picking up piss is a lot of my life.
I can't wait to get to Burning Man this year and have a foursome this year. Is my invitation to sleep with whoever I want to at Burning Man still on the table for this year?
Well, this is the interesting time to bring it up.
Well, he brought it up.
Oh, okay. Let's table that.
Oh, okay. But it's in 3 weeks. Do we have another secret?
Burning Man's in 3 weeks?
I think so.
Ooh. Well, it'll probably be good for you to make a public announcement, right?
You're the one that brought it up on the podcast literally 1 year ago today. I didn't do it. But anyway, Natasha.
Yes.
You'd be glad to know I had a frustrating and lonely week in the RV last year at Burning Man. But a great time. I hung out with my friends Juan and Josh.
At least you had the whole RV to jerk off in, not just the
that's
compost
true.
toilet area. All right. Well, can we hear another secret, please?
Here we go.
Hey, Tosh. Hey, Moshe. I have a secret for you. So my partner, we've been together for a little over 5 years. We're both in our 30s. He has insisted on keeping this stack of papers that are basically like essays from high school, like English and projects and shit like that. I've read them. They are nothing special. They're very much just high school minded, short essays about like fucking Wuthering Heights or some shit. So the other day I ran out of printer paper and really needed to print some return labels. And so I started using the backside of these essays that he's kept and not touched the entire time we've been together. And I think I'm going to maybe go through the whole pile and just pretend like I don't know what happened. All right. Bye, guys.
Lady, what are you doing over here?
I mean, just because you don't think that they have any value, it's his property.
I mean, not only is his property, it's his nostalgic property.
Yeah, I just think like
terrible.
I think
I love this secret, by the way.
She should respect him.
I love this secret because it's a real secret. You know, sometimes these secrets are kind of like not quite secrets. This one is actually malevolent and but stakesless, which is kind of fun. You know.
No, if he found out,
he would be so hurt. Don't do that. Go get a fucking sheet of paper at Staples, dork. I mean, what are you thinking? You gotta do the return label. I mean, how pressing was this snail mail you were about to send out?
I will say, take note of what's underneath this because it does seem like a minor disrespect and disregard for him and what he's about and what he holds dear.
That's what's up. So you're saying
he might not be the person for you.
Wait, why are you breaking them up? You always break people up.
The fact that she's doing this might.
You always throw away
reek of an underlying, you know.
You always throw away leftovers that are important to me.
I throw away. You mean I'm the only one in the house who throws away expired food? Yes, I agree with that.
You throw stuff away a lot. It is actually an issue of yours.
Okay, well, I like things to be clutter free.
Well, but sometimes that clutter belongs to me.
All right. Well, you know,
maybe I'm not the right person for you.
Ninja bread maker and your air fryer that's like the size of 9 blenders are sitting in the garage.
I got to set that up.
Oh my God.
Natasha.
Why did I remind you? Yes.
Shall we hear one more secret?
Let's do it.
Okay. The truth is that my dog is ruining my sex life. And I love her. And no matter what I do, she will not allow me to hang out with my girlfriend. And I am so fucking sick of it. But I love her so much. Ain't nothing I can do.
Well, here's the hierarchy. Is she done? Can I just say something?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the hierarchy.
You got a hot take here. I can feel it coming in.
Sex with people, your personal fulfillment. And then underneath that goes your dog.
Yeah. But what do you do? Put the dog to sleep?
If you have to.
Kill the dog?
You don't keep a dog around who won't let you be intimate with a partner. I'm sorry. You can't let a dog take precedent. You have to discipline the dog obviously discipline it. But if you have to choose between companionship with a dog or a person, I feel like you should pick person.
What about when we were camping and you weren't intimate with me because of our dog tour?
No, but do you disagree with me?
Well, I disagree.
I mean, it sounds weird when I say it, but
here's what I think.
I definitely, I'm not saying you have to euthanize the dog. I'm saying you try to discipline it. You try to discipline it if it won't do it. Like, I was single.
If you won't do it, what?
You get rid of the dog or you figure something else out.
Ooh, dog Twitter's coming for you.
I'm just saying.
Is there dog Twitter anymore? It's mostly Nazi Twitter now, but no, Natasha, I hear what you're saying. I think the point of what you're saying is that you have to make sure that the dog doesn't interfere with your sex life at all costs. And I would suggest if you have a garage, putting the dog in the garage.
I'm assuming people have tried everything when I give this advice. I'm not I'm just saying.
What do the dog owner people who listen to this think? If you have a dog that's literally making it so you can't be intimate with your partner anymore, what are you supposed to do? Just not have a sex life until the dog dies of natural causes? Or do you adopt it? What do you do? I don't.
Maybe you look at solutions. You maybe get another
final
dog.
Solutions.
You get I don't know. You have to figure out. Maybe like okay. This was gonna say when I think I was like 37. I had 2 dogs and they slept in my bed. I'm sure I've told this before, but I'll say it again. They slept in my bed and I was like, okay, I'm going to start dating people and I do not want to have dogs sleeping in my bed. I was like, that is not a thing for, and then I would have them sleep in the bed and they would bark every night. And then I hired a trainer to help me and it took about a week. But then they were like, they just slept in a basket. And then I met you. You came over, and I wasn't one of those people who has 2 dogs sleeping with me.
It's fascinating that
no offense, I'm just saying.
Fascinating that you got to the trainer after going through euthanasia and adopting it, immediately giving it away. That seems like the job one. Is you should hire a trainer to make sure that this doesn't happen anymore. Train your dog that when you and your lover are, what did you call it? Tribbing. That it stays at attention at the bottom of the bed. It seems really obvious. Yeah, get a fucking trainer, dude. You deserve to get laid. All right, Natasha.
Yes.
Shall we do another call?
Well, can I check on my dog?
Yeah, and then let's do another call.
Okay, listen, I'm going to try to figure out what to do with Cutie. I mean, I could take her to the doctor and she could get more pain meds, but then she might just it'll cost thousands of dollars and it'll extend her life by 2 weeks. And I'm sure that's what Barbra Streisand would do. But Barbra Streisand also has a basement in her house where she buys a doll every day.
Right. She has a French market set up in her basement, right? We don't have French market.
I wish I had that job. I wish I was the person who worked at the place where she buys a doll every morning.
We don't have fake French market budget money. We're not there yet. We're not. If more people signed up for our Patreon, we would be getting pretty close. But
listen, I am very proud of this Patreon. People love our Patreon. It is growing rapidly.
Oh, yes.
And I think that people should join our Patreon if you haven't already. We have another dinner party coming up very soon. And let's take another call, and I'll try to not listen to these whimpers that are happening in the background.
So just so
you
guys...
know what? The show must go on.
Just so you guys know, this is Natasha actually having a really emotionally difficult time. No, it is. I know her really well. And
remember on your birthday, I made everyone go around the room and say what they liked about Moshe on his birthday. And I was like, I like your income and I like your mustache. And then his friend started crying and did this really heartfelt, Jeremy, this really heartfelt, loving thing about what a great guy Moshe is. And I was like, oh, well, that's what I meant to say.
She goes, ditto. That's Natasha's emotional scale.
But I at least was bringing it up so that everyone would indulge in your emotions,
Okay, let's do another call. Okay, we're going to call the one and only Nikki in Connecticut. Natasha, stay strong. She's having a hard time. Folks, Natasha's having a hard time. I am too. I'll miss that old girl if she has to go. It's going to be so sad. Cutie was to me, Cutie is truly, I don't want to say spirit animal, but she's your complete animal partner. She is you in dog form.
All
Nikki.
You need to know about Cutie. Oh, hey, I was just about to say something about my dog. Do you know about my dog?
Oh, Mayor Cutie?
Yeah, what I was going to say about Mayor Cutie.
Mayor Cutie might be voted out of office soon, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, she's about to pack her knives and go.
Yeah.
What I will say about Mayor Cutie, she's just so precious.
She's a precious girl.
And she's so cute.
She's a cutie.
And I used to pray at night when I was pregnant that I would like my kid as much as I loved Mayor Cutie.
Oh,
and I was
sweet.
like, please. But now, I love my child way more.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I think.
I always thought Mayor Cutie was a super like funny and cute dog name.
Oh,
but
thanks.
I don't remember. Like you used her in the show Another Period, right?
Yeah. She's on IMDb.
She's got great acting chops. Anyway, Nikki, sorry to bring you into our sad family drama, but you know what? We consider the listeners to this podcast like members of our family.
Gotta say, man, I lived in LA for a little bit in like 2013 for like 10 years, but I saw you guys separately at the oh my gosh, the
Meltdown?
no.
Improv?
Sounds like it left a real effect on you.
UCB Theater?
Yeah, I know. I've just been preparing so much, and
Largo?
No, like the fucking Comedy Store.
Oh, the Comedy Store. The store.
Yeah.
Store.
The store.
So
I live down the street.
Cool.
But you guys are fucking awesome. And I thought that I'm having kind of like a trouble with this question because like anyone I bring into asking it is probably going to be someone who would have a personal, opinion on it.
Okay, let us know.
Let us weigh in because we don't give a fuck about you.
So like I said, I lived in Los Angeles for like 10 years, but then I moved to Vegas. I was a chef, and during lockdown, I met this girl who I really, really, really liked and loved and like thought, could work out with. She got pregnant. And before she got pregnant, she was talking about getting pregnant. And I mentioned that like, I would love to have a child with you, just not for a couple years, because I know that I was like in a fucked up place. And this is about 2 years. Oh, it's exactly 2 years ago. 2 years and 9 months. My son just turned 2 last Sunday. So what happened was we had a kid, and I'm totally fine with that. I love him so much. But I moved back to Connecticut from Las Vegas because I was really having trouble getting my shit together. And like, I was really unhappy. And I think our relationship was kind of like, maybe we're just going to be good co-parents, but he has 4 names. His name is Levon, Dwight, Joseph, which is my last name. And she recently like kind of floated this idea that she is nervous that she's not going to be able to prove that she's his mother, which I don't know if that makes as much sense as, I don't know. So she was kind of floating the idea that she wants to change his name a little bit. And I was like, okay, cool. Do you want to just add a hyphen in your last name? And then, she's really hard to read sometimes. Or she's just really good at negotiating, because I was like, wait, so do you want to get rid of one of his names? And honestly, to act, what you always say about when people call, they usually kind of have the answer. And I was writing down just an outline of what I want to say to you guys, and I kind of figured out my answer. But like, so his first middle name is her dad. We totally agreed on the first name, but her first middle name is her dad. And
Leon is her dad?
Levon. No, Dwight is.
Oh, okay. Dwight. Yeah, don't call him Dwight. I like Levon. Wait, will you repeat the name one more time?
Levon. It's a great name, right? But Levon.
I didn't say
Dwight,
that.
Joseph.
Okay. Okay. Levon, Dwight, Joseph. All right.
The only good name there is Levon.
So she wants to basically change the kid's name and take out the U parts.
Yes. Or I think I can get her just to take out one. And Joseph is my dad, and I honestly don't really like the guy. But
how old is this child?
Let me guess. He was living in out of state, far away, getting his shit together when you were being raised.
No, he was toxic cloud of.
Why did you name the kid after him then?
Like,
I get it.
Stupid. I wanted, like, our relationship was getting to a point where and I understand how fucked up this is, but it was like getting to become a competition. So when it came to naming him, and
I see.
Honestly,
okay, all right,
that's kind of whatever too. So
so
let's get to
let's hear what he came up with as the solution.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be like, okay, like, why not just leave on Dwight? or like I'm gonna be like yeah, let's drop the middle name, like fuck my dad or whatever.
Right.
It's sense of pride.
I got a take here. I got a hot take. Not that hot. I think that you are. So let me just clarify all the players here. She's in Las Vegas with your son. You're in Connecticut, getting your life kind of on track. And is your life on track at this point?
Yeah, I've within that 2 years, I've kind of recently really gotten on track. So
great. Congratulations. That's really good, and keep that up. Now, you have come up with a solution, but I think that you have missed the actual problem. So you have the answer to the thing that you've called about, but it's pretty obvious. I mean, you're a smart person. I'm sure you know this on some level. The name thing is completely symbolic and unimportant. I mean, it's not unimportant. I get that your feelings are being stepped on. I get that it's painful for your partner.
Are you rolling a joint right now?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that would be funny. He's like, I finally got my life.
Yeah, things are going well. No, but it's like she's saying something very clear to you, right? It doesn't take a psychologist to figure out what she's saying. She's saying,
well, I mean,
yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. No.
I mean, she's saying, "Hey, where the fuck are you? You're not around, and I am going to use this very unimportant thing. I mean, it's important emotionally, but obviously." Mm-hmm. There's what the reason is that she's scared. She's not. I mean, it's bullshit. It is bullshit. But nobody's saying what's real, which is actually I'm feeling like I'm raising this kid by myself, and I'm feeling like I want to expand my ownership stake in this
Absolutely.
child. And so yeah, choose whatever you want with the name.
Last name though, I would try to keep.
Definitely.
Right?
Well, definitely. Right. But
that's a good negotiating.
But forget the name. The name is something my answer, if I were in your position, which is a difficult position and I might deal with it. I might not know how to deal with it if I was sitting in the middle of it, is I would say to her, the name we can work out. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. But why don't we talk about what's going on beyond that, which is, I've got my shit together. I feel like I'm finally on track. And I'm feeling like this is really symbolic of something else, that maybe you're a little bit frustrated with the amount of, I don't know, because I don't know the relationship, but I assume just based on what you're telling me, that's what she's really saying. Where the fuck are you? Why am I raising this child by myself? And if I'm going to raise this child by myself, maybe I'll just say, this is my kid in name.
Dude, yeah, that's the thing. Like, she's so good at masking. Not in like I'm not negging her, but she's really good at hiding things, and I think that's kind of like where we got into our relationship in the first place. And I'm not saying I was like early, I was like honeymoon relationship-esque where everything was just good. And I never really figured out how to understand her and communicate with her. And like, it's gotten to the point where I've been trying now, like, we kind of hit a rock bottom, and it's just at this point it's impossible, or it feels insurmountable to even break that ice with her, because like I will at times ask, I don't know, maybe I just have to wear her down or something.
No. Tosh, you have a take on this?
I just think this is a relationship that you need to work on, and it's important, and you might be in a new relationship now that's romantic or whatever, but like this relationship with your child's mother is important, because if you want to be in this child's life. And so this is a relationship, then this is a relationship that takes top priority, and she needs to know that. And you need to maybe have some discussions with her, and you need to wear her down, and you need to like not harass her, but just be like, would you be open to some sort of like counseling with both of us? Would you be open to this? When can I come see him? Like, it's like, you got to just you have to have the undertones of like here to stay. Yeah. And I think that, and letting her know, like, there's so much to navigate. This is why I don't envy you. It's like, you have to navigate. What if she still likes you? Or what if she, you still want to fuck her? And then what if she's confusing that with the kid? And it's like, there's just a lot to navigate. But all I'm saying is, in the order, you need to make this a really important relationship.
Yeah. The hierarchy is sex life, your dog.
Write that down.
And also, I'd like to add that writing out your problems does help.
I mean,
really?
And what let me tell you what I'm getting from you. Now, I think this is pretty normal. Like, you are in an emotionally difficult situation. right? This sucks that you're in this situation, and probably you feel guilt because it was your kind of like not having your shit together that created this circumstance where you're having to like fight for the ownership of your son who's far away. So there's some party that's also like, who am I to even say don't do that, because where the fuck am I? Why am I not with him anyway? So you're in this emotionally difficult situation, and as often happens to me, to Natasha, to everybody, when you're in an emotionally difficult situation, your focus like kind of goes down into these things that are like not the problem but feel solvable. Maybe I'll let her have Joseph. Maybe
Right.
I keep hearing the way you're talking about her as if you're like, how do I find a way to win an argument with her? But that's not important. Like, it isn't
Right.
important for you to.
That's like kind of the thing I came to. Well, like I realized I'm still in a little bit in that depth of, even though I really do want to like, improve our relationship, it sometimes feels like at the very, I don't know, when it gets cold or when it gets like silent on her end, I'm like, I feel again like I did when we were together, and I just want to like a win, or just feel, I guess, and like feel like I have won some sort of step towards being more in his life. And I realized that I need to drop that completely, because like that isn't how any relationship should work.
Well, I mean,
you can even say that to her if you think she's into being honest. You can just have a new approach with her. You can just be like, hey, listen, I'm laying it all out there. Like, I really want to be around, and I really, just try it. And like, you're not wooing her anymore, so
Right.
you don't have anything.
I think that's right. I hear you. Yeah.
Just sorry. I'm so sorry, guys.
No, dear, it's your life. We're going to go back to our dying dog after this call. So get it off your chest.
Okay. Well, shit.
While we're paused, I would just like to say, like, those paintings in your background really need a little bit of space between them. It's driving me crazy. Like, why are they buttressed up against
are
each other?
touching.
It's an optical illusion. It's like a.
Oh, they have space.
Yeah.
I mean,
they
look,
need more.
I'm hearing that from you. What you were saying, you need a win. I'm hearing that from you. You're fighting the wrong battle. You're like, how can I rhetorically win a tete-a-tete with my ex so that she finally gives me a little bit of respect? I mean, I get
and
the
don't call her
instinct.
your ex. I think that's one problem too. Call her by her name.
I get I said that.
No, I know.
I get the instinct, which is like, if I can't win in the grand battle, maybe I can just like maybe I could just have a little bit of victory in the moment. But it's like, the romantic relationship that you feel frustrated by with this woman, that you feel like you couldn't figure out a way to make it work, it's not the important relationship here anymore. It might be in the future, it might not. Natasha's correct. She's in your life for at least 16 more years. You have to find a way to find peace and harmony with her. But the more important thing is the relationship with this kid. And you're transferring. I'm just hearing this. I'm not a psychologist, although I pretend I am. You're transferring all of the anguish and guilt and bad feelings you have towards yourself, towards your relationship with fatherhood and raising this kid, into this like, oh, she's tripping. She wants to change the name. Oh, she's not clear. She's hard to read. Maybe I could wear her. That's all unimportant parts of this conversation. The important part of this conversation is, how do I get back in my kid's life? Am I ready? Because I want to give you some kudos. I admire the courage of you to say, even though this child needs a father, the father that I could be at this moment isn't what he needs. I'm going to remove myself to Connecticut, get myself on track. But now that you're feeling like you're on track, maybe you're not ready for this yet, but your trajectory and your goal should be not, how do I figure out a way to get her to understand me, but how do I figure out a way to get back in this kid's life in a significant and meaningful way, in a healthy way? That's your goal right now. And I think Natasha's onto something. It might be time to pull in a third person who is not a podcast host and is a professional.
And first try to lightweight manipulate her and just tell her how good of a job she's doing when you think she does a good parenting thing.
I do that all the time.
Okay, good.
Except, and it's not out of like manipulation's sake. I really do believe all that. And I remembered what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Which was, I have to admit that in the past, like, since I've left, I've been paying child support and sending diapers and, anything I can, but I have been, my whole life I've been a flake. So I get where sometimes what I say might not mean anything to her, but like, I don't know. It's just,
Listen,
like
actions speak louder than words, and I think that your actions should be stronger than your words, and I think that just focus on your actions at this point with her.
Totally. I like this idea. I'm hearing you. I hate to break it to you, but I'm finding you incredibly easy to read. Like this, like this is all like really obvious.
No, very unique. Very unique.
From a million miles bird eye perspective, I just see this thing so clearly. Like, and forgive me, I'm not trying to like. I know you saw us at the Comedy Store, and we were probably talking about cum, but so forgive me for being emotionally so like I don't know, intrusive. But your self-esteem is not where it could be. And so as a result of, you feel like, I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but it sounds to me like a lot of like, I'm bad, I'm a loser, I have all these things, I'm not what I should be. And so I keep hearing you trying to get these little teeny wins, even in our conversation right now, like you want to like get a word in so that you can like defend yourself, but defending yourself is the least important thing right now. The most important thing, and also proving to yourself that you're a winner isn't that, it's important. It is important. But I think Natasha's right. The most important thing actually is not like feeling like you're a winner. It's acting like one. And that means getting involved in this kid's life.
It's like the wrong battle.
Yeah, you're fighting the wrong battle.
All right, listen, my dog's dying. I think that we gave you good advice.
Well, hold on a second.
Okay.
Great advice. I'm sorry.
He's got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I think
Thank you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about.
No, don't be sorry. Listen, this is your life, and this kid's going to be in your life for a long time, and it doesn't. He would rather have you as a father than anyone else because you are his father. So it doesn't matter like mistakes that you've made in the past or things you needed to get together. That stuff isn't important. Everybody's got a flawed father and a flawed mother, and now the time isn't right for you to like figure out how to win or prove yourself. The time is to just show up, whatever that means. Maybe that doesn't mean moving to Vegas right now. Maybe it does, but what it means is showing up, and part of that showing up could be going and getting a counselor on Zoom with your baby's mama, and you guys can work some of this stuff out so that the communication isn't being fueled by like bad self-esteem or I did things wrong, but is being fueled by your love for your kid. And I think that's where you're going to find success.
I think you're right. And I really appreciate your guys' advice. And yeah.
Good luck. This is hard stuff. You deserve to love your kid. He deserves to love you back. I know you do love him, but you deserve to have an active love. And so I think if you just keep trying, and you'll get there. All right.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Anyway, I got to say real quick, I've been reading The World Deserves My Children, and that's kind of why I felt like asking you guys would be in the realm of things that I could, so thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you for plugging my book at the end. I really do appreciate it. It's a great book.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. I know how that goes at the end, but so you can like bleep out the number or the names I said.
Yeah, we could do that.
Like do Darth Vader voice, Shadow.
Oh wait, now you want anonymous? Well, why'd you get on video in the first place?
I'm kidding.
Well, I'll tell you what though. In terms of what you said, I'm hearing from you somebody who loves this kid and wants to be a good dad and doesn't exactly know the first step to start doing that. And I think that by you finding somebody to talk to, like a counselor, I think is a good idea individually. And by you having counseling with this woman could be a really good idea, because I'm not hearing anything incriminating. I'm hearing somebody that really wants to be a good person. And I think that's really important, and a good dad too.
Thanks, guy.
All right.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Hey, good luck with you guys, and I'm sorry about Mayor Cutie.
Oh, that's okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Later. Bye.
Well, Tosh.
Yeah.
Sounds like you want to go?
Well, I just want to check on the dog. Is she dead?
I don't think she's dead. Why? Because she stopped making noise?
Yeah.
Maybe she's just comfortable.
All right. You think that's the case?
I sure hope so. Should we go check on the dog?
All right, let's check on the dog. And listen, thanks for being there for me.
You talking to me?
I'm talking to my public.
Oh, to the public, and to the listeners. Thank you for being there for Natasha.
And Cutie.
All right, Natasha, I'm very sorry, but you know what? Just like that guy needs to figure out how to be a good dad, I think it's time for us to figure out how to be a good end of life mom to old Mayor Cutie. So until next time, folks, we'll see ya.
Aren't you supposed to say I love you?
Oh, right. And Natasha, one of the things I love about you is how much you love that dog. I always really admired it. It really is like, made me go, you know what? She could be a good mom.
I love you too.